All right, it's 5 o'clock. That can only mean one thing. It's Wonder Wednesday, officially started at Floxies Community. So let's head over into our space and let's go and meet our guest. If you don't know what this is, Floxies Community is a free community international for women across the world who share an interest for digital design and no-code development, especially Webflow. So every Wednesday we meet into our space here, as you can see, which is based on a platform called GatherTown. And if you'd be interested in seeing how this works, I can prepare a tutorial for you, or just come and send me a DM and I'll come and show you the space around. So we're going to get the tube and join our girls around the table and give them a welcome.
Oh, the master is here.
Hello. Hi, everyone.
Hi.
Happy Wednesday. Happy week. Happy belated Easter. Happy everything. Happy spring.
Hey.
It's great to see you all. How's everyone? Good.
Yeah,
I can
I'm
see
doing-
Penny
I'm doing
nodding,
fine.
quite satisfied. Hilary smiling. That's good. Yuna, thumbs up. That's what I love to see. And Wiem, are you ready for today? Awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Maria is clapping. Prachi's here. Great. Well done, Prachi, for remembering the right time.
Yeah, today actually joined very early. I was the only one single person in the room.
I saw you.
I
was upstairs.
I just didn't want to miss VM's session, so I was here early.
Oh, thank you.
You see, VM, all the love to you.
Sure.
And
Thank
we've
you.
got Brianna. I think it might be your first time, but apologies if it's not. I do tend to forget many things quite often. But if it is your first time, then welcome to our space. And I can see Aida is trying to join us as well. All right. So, VM.
Yeah, it is Brianna first time. So you are welcome to the community. I hope you enjoy it.
Welcome. Well, you're in luck, Brianna, because VM is a great speaker, and I'm sure you will enjoy today's event. For those of you who don't know her, Brianna.
Yeah, I just want to say, hey, this is my first time here. I found you guys, and I was like, oh God, it's a whole group of women. Yay. So yeah, I'll just be here listening, and I hope that I can contribute as much as I can. But yeah, thank you guys so much for having me.
Welcome.
It's great to have you. Great to have you. Girls power. And Wiem here is a founder and a UX designer, a digital strategist, and today we'll be presenting will be showing us how to actually present our design work with an impact. And I'm so looking forward to hear all about that, Wiem.
You forgot about something. I'm Floxies ambassador.
And Floxies ambassador, of course, the most important thing.
Yeah, never forget to mention that.
It's one of my flaws.
So yeah, okay, so I think we can start now. We are in good number.
Yes, and we're also live on YouTube, so hello YouTube people. I'm expecting Chris, who knows if he will join us today. But yes.
I'm gonna share my screen. Like, I prepared a small presentation to just guide my ideas, so I won't forget about it. So what I'm gonna talk about it today is not only available around your creative work. You can use it with recruiters if you are presenting your portfolio during screening session, or if you are having clients as a freelancer, stakeholders, or even your colleagues if you are working during an agency. I'm using this method in different situations because it is almost about the way how we are giving values to ourselves as designers or to the work that we did. Because as we know, we are so much passionate around our work. We are so much passionate around the decisions that we make, and sometimes we get too excited around the solutions that we come up with, and somehow this whole feelings can make us drain or like let us lost it in front of the stakeholders or the right people who needs to hear those results. So by following few steps, it will make it way better and will make you in a better position as a creative. I'm gonna let back my sharing screen. I'm always loving to see you. That's why I hate sharing my screen here. So the first advice is polish your presentation. By polish your presentation, there is like few steps that we need to make. As creative, sometimes we forget to use mockups. So if you are like presenting an application design or website or whatever it is, give a few pages with mockups. You can use free mockups. You can find them everywhere in the internet. So by giving it in mockup, that can give your receiver a better idea around the final result around your design. It will help him to like imagine how we can use this design in different conditions. Also for logo designers, you can use mockups for walls, for I don't know, like charts, papers, and everything. So this will help your client to imagine more how it will be looked or how it can be used with different colors or different areas, and this will help you to sell your ideas more. The second thing is eliminate distractions. Eliminate distractions, it can be in different ways. As a start, if it is a physical meeting, like try to be like solid, don't move around a lot, especially if you are standing up, because there is people who are like just walking around like left and right. This can distract visually the people. Also, if you are like presenting during screening, when you are sharing your screen, try to avoid like a lot of opening tabs. This will let the user focusing with other information that can distract his brain. The noise, try to be in like a calm space. So this is the main thing. For the third part, it's minimalistic template design. Over here, sometimes you can see like presentations that they are overlooked with text. So you can give your user a lot of text to read instead of hearing you what you need to say. So like remove or like minimize your text length as much as you can. If there is like data that has to be included, try to make it briefly over your presentation, and after that you can send reports to your client or stakeholders. Also, if we are gonna use like pictures or images, don't put like overloaded pictures or use different slides for that. So the main tips over here, you have one focal point per slide, even though that means your slideshow is gonna be way longer than it is supposed to be. So it is better to present one main picture or one main idea per slide than putting everything in one page. If there is anything you need to ask, or I am like going too fast, just like stopping me. Claudia, I don't know, because I'm like hearing.
Yes, so far so good. I know there's talking about distractions. There's a lot of chat going on.
Oh yeah, that's why, and I'm not seeing it. That's why. So the second point is set context. So by setting context here, we have three main points. Point number one, you have to set clear objectives for the meeting. Like, for example, if you are having a meeting with the client or the stakeholders, before your meeting, like send an email to structure the meeting. Like, hello, like we're gonna have a meeting for 1 hour or 45 minutes or 2 hours or whatever it is. We're gonna discuss like this three main points. So in this way, like people coming into your meeting having like ideas or having like main goals and objectives to attend during this meeting. This will make you gain a lot of time and will structure the conversation and will like structure the expectation from your side and from their side, because sometimes like people are hosting meetings without setting up clear goals and objectives. This will lead to like unguided conversations and sometimes ending up with hours just talking without having an end result over here. The second point is you need to recap always their needs or their last time feedback. Over here, there is two scenarios. For example, if it is a first time meeting with a client, I assume that you are already knowing what they need from you. That's why they are setting up this meeting. So you need to say like, you called me, or we setting up this meeting for this project or to discuss this project, and you need to make your assumptions around their needs and to have confirmations around those needs. But if you are already on ongoing relationship around this project, so there is feedbacks or there is like already added information to what it has been done, so here you have to make a recap around that. This will give them the impression that you are totally focused on their projects, you are giving importance to what they are needing, and you are hearing their pain points. Clients are human beings, like they love to know that people are considering what are their issues and what are needing. So by recapping what they have been had been said, that means you are considering what's their need, and your main focus here is to solve their problem more than just creating another product, you know.
We can add a third scenario where the client disappears. I know somebody here in the community who had a particular issue, but yeah, no, just carry on.
Yeah, but if a client disappear, honestly, like clients management is the hardest part of being a freelancer or an agency owner, because sometimes it is hard to know how people are what's the people's attitude, because here it is about their personality and attitude, because if he ghosts you, so there is a pattern of ghosting behavior here. So it is more around your contracts, because this is what's gonna help you, and this is what saves me and saves a lot of my time sometimes, because people tend to, if they are having a contract with you, they'll be more respectfully over here, more than just working like mouth to ear, or how we're gonna say it, you know. So try always to construct your work, or to construct the work conditions that you are having together, especially everything is remotely right now and in the freelancing area. So yeah,
make sure, I would say maybe make sure everything's written down, and
exactly.
I don't know,
So, and always have like an advance, like if he is having a deposit, I think he will be more committed to the project.
Yeah, Hillary saying written contracts versus verbal contracts. Definitely, Hillary, I agree.
Exactly. Always have a written contracts, guys. Like that's what's gonna save you.
Maybe we can have a no-code police website for some agents that can check on, you know, both sides, because I guess, you know, it works for either way. Good clients, good designers, good developers.
Exactly, yeah. Because like sometimes the client is super good, he is super honest, but he is having a really bad experience with some freelancers. So we do not have to forget about that. But if we are having a written contract, that will be a protection for both sides, the freelancer and the client. So yeah, I'm always encouraging that, you know. Just make an investment on the beginning, because you're gonna need an agent who's gonna write that contracts for you. But after that, you can just keep using it with different clients. So, and the third, coming back to the presentation, the third point is defining the presentation goal. This third point is somehow the summary of the two other points, because here, if we're gonna say like the objective of the meeting is defining the features of a landing page, or defining the metrics of the landing page, and their feedback, it was like around I don't know, like around colors or around animation. But so on presentation, you're gonna like coming up with alternative to the old design, and also how this new design will help with those metrics. So this is gonna be the goal of the presentation. I don't know if I was well explaining this over here.
Yeah, so far so good. If people have got any questions, or feel free to just write down in the chat. I can check the chat as well.
Cool. The third advice is tell a story. So make sure your presentation is a story, because it is a whole process. If we are presenting our creative work, we are presenting our ideas, we are presenting our creative process, which is our main tool. So you have to talk about how you get those ideas. Like I gave an example over here. If you are like showing a brand design, so you're gonna talk like you come up with the color of this, you come up with the color palette because you are seeing I don't know, like a mural, or you are seeing an art display that make you like remembering the values of the business, and that's how you get inspired from that to create those kind of color palette. So talk about the story behind your ideas and how you brainstorm that, because we won't be able to show the whole brainstorming process, especially if they are just clients and you are not working together in the same agencies, so they won't be included in the whole process of brainstorming. So just by telling them the story behind those decisions or these ideas will make them more comfort and more confident around the decision that you made over there.
And what kind of how would you present that? Would that be scheduling a call? Would that be recording a video of you going through your decisions?
Honestly, how I tell the story of my ideas, like generally if I'm presenting, for example, a wireframe, so while I'm walking them through the whole wireframe in each section, if I made like a huge design decision around that section, I'm gonna tell them like over here it is like related to this goal or to this objective of the business. So I thought around XYZ, and this will help your future customer to do better decision while using the platform. But if it is around UI design, you can like give examples. I don't know, if it is a small animation, you can say like this kind of animation, it is like meaning this and this in psychology patterns, and I got inspired from this thing. So it is more while you are walking them through your design. So you are saying the story at the same time. On that way, your ideas will be processed in the same area, you know.
The reasoning behind the design decision. Yeah, that's what Yunara just wrote down. Yeah, it's really important. And I feel like you almost have to research your client a little bit as well, just to see what they prefer. Like, how do they welcome information? What is the easiest way that they can get their information that won't overwhelm them? Or, yeah, I would say, how would they best welcome that sort of information? Because especially if they're not very experienced with design and development and all of that, you don't want to overwhelm them too much.
I agree. I agree, Claudia, because like sometimes, especially if you are a freelancer, your client doesn't has enough knowledge around our technical words. So you need to tell it in a form of a story to explain the whole meaning behind those decisions. Also, you have not to come up with things like psychology or research, even though if they are like aware around the importance of user research and they are investing around that, but do not talk around data on the way as a data, because they already got the reports, already they saw the charts and the statistics. Over here we are talking about our abilities, how to turn around those charts into design and creative work.
Mm-hmm.
So it's about you how to talk around those ideas in words, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, the second point is walk through each section. Each section, it matters, especially in the early stage of the project. So if we are like showing a wireframe, or we are showing like logos, or whatever it is, you need to go through the whole process. So if there is anything, it can be discussed in early stage. This will make you gain a lot of time. And the third point, which is related to this, it is explain how your decision is beneficial for their business. They are business owners, especially clients here. Like, he is not talking to you in point of view of someone who has technical knowledge. He is talking to you in the point of someone who is business oriented, and he has this idea that he wants to monetize it or to make an impact with it. So you have to ensure him on each step that those decisions will lead to better results to his business. Let me know if I need to explain more this point. I don't know.
Clear to me. Yeah,
Cool.
I think people are good. Yeah.
Great. So here, like, if we are talking around, I don't know, like, if you need to present different options, my advice for you, like, present your most straightforward on message design first. Like, if you're gonna present like 2 or 3 options for the same screen, or two to 3 options for a logo, especially in the sketching phase, on the beginning, start by the most convenient one. This will lead to a more confident and trustworthy client. He will be trustful that you are understanding his business and needs, and will help you to have more smooth conversation with him later on. And also, try to present them one by one. What does it mean? Like, do not put the whole options on the same page, but give them space and take your time to explain each one on its own. So this will give them a better understanding for the different options, because sometimes we only have slight difference for each option, and this will help them to give a better feedback for you and a more constructive one to go forward into the project.
Mm-hmm. Design your presentation.
Yeah. Exactly. And the last one is ask your client to hold feedback until the end of the presentation, because since we are defining the goals, we are defining the objectives, sometimes clients come into the meeting without seeing your presentation or without reviewing your progress into the project with a load of ideas, and they want to give it all in the beginning. So by asking them to hold the feedback until the end of the presentation, this will give you time to present whatever it is on your plate, and will help them to construct their ideas, you know. So this will be more gaining time, better conversation, and more constructive process for your relation, for both of you. And the last one, and this is not like an advice, but like, be confident. If you are confident, your client will be too, because if you are confident, you're gonna present your work with the whole confidence. You're gonna be sure around your statistics, you're gonna be sure around your work, and this good energy will pass on to your client, will pass on to your stakeholder, and you will be more grounded and more trustful to you. because after all, it is a human relationship. Both of you, you are working for the success of this idea or this project. So you are on the same team. There is no reason one of you gonna be stressful or creating this dance around meeting. Thank you.
Brilliant. Thank you so much, Wiem, and thank you for preparing this presentation, for us. I know it was a little bit short notice and you were great. So thank you for that. It's always helpful, I think, whether you're a beginner or an expert, to kind of just refresh on possibly different approaches on how other designers present their work, or get some ideas on and reflect on your own practice and see what points could be improved, or there's always a chance for learning and getting better. So thank you, Wiem. I'd like to see if there's any questions. People are applauding you.
Questions, and I love to hear how you are presenting your work currently, because I'd love to learn from you always. So yeah.
Yes, so if anyone's got any questions, you can use the emojis at the bottom of our Gather Town space, or just jump on the mic and let's be wild.
Hello, Aida.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, I'm from my phone today. My laptop is not working, so I'm like on Gather on the mobile phone. So I'm just it's only you for me. Thank you, Wim. That was an awesome presentation. I just like the way you talk. Like super straightforward. Like it's great.
Yeah,
Yes, so
because especially in presentations, sometimes in the beginning I made this mistake on the beginning of my career, that I'm putting a lot of information around my presentation or when I'm presenting my work, and this leads to people are distracted. Either they are keeping reading whatever it is on the presentation instead of hearing how am I explaining that, or I am giving too much information that leads to overload. So after that, I start learning how to minimize what I'm saying and being straightforward, and that's become more effective. Even though with my clients, I'm start having more smooth conversations and feedback sessions. So I'd rather have 2 feedback sessions per week, each one 45 minutes, nothing longer, way better than having 2 hours session. So I am for the 2 hour session, I'm passing longer time. We are not having an effective result in the end, and we are not able to understand each other point of view. But by structuring short meeting, this will give us more time to reflect in our thoughts, and we will be both of us more clear on our ideas and what we need to add on during that session. So yeah.
CCC, clear, concise, and concrete.
Yes.
Love that. And also, I guess I highly encourage people to just come up here and present topics, as many times as you want, because I think, as you're saying, you're reflecting on your own presentation skills and your practice. So I mean, that's also great to hear for me, because I feel like in a way this is it's helping everyone, so that's great. Brianna said in the chat, my teacher used to call it KISS, keep it simple, silly.
Yeah.
Great.
I'm gonna start using this word, Brianna.
KISS.
I think I don't need to include it into emails, but just keeping it on my mind.
Yeah, try not to send too many kisses to your clients. That's not what we're advising here.
That's not what I'm doing.
Okay, let's see. Hilary, I can see your hand up in the camera and on Gather. Hello.
Hello. Thank you That was amazing. I'm trying to process without taking a bubble, and like I have so many questions right now in my head. But the one that stands out to me the most is when you're deciding kind of what that hero, it wasn't the hero, it's like the building trust design is versus like maybe the more creative designs. Like, how do you know which one to put first? Like, how do you make that decision?
Honestly, I do build trust first because, especially, I am a digital product designer. This is the main service that I give to my clients. So they are coming to me with like complex problems they want to deliver for their end users, because most of them, they are having a mature application, so they need just twists, and they have business goals to reach. So I have two sides to flip between them. There is business results, and I need to give as much efficient experience to the end user as I can in human-centered design. So I do prefer to build trust with my client first, to like ensure them that I am understanding what they need. I do understand the complexity of the situation that they are having and how much their business is mattering over here. And I will never neglect the business needs over the user experience. And as much as I built that kind of relationship, I can't pass to my crazy creative ideas, because for them, they are trusting me that I am keeping what it is important for them, and on the same time, I'm carrying around the community and what users need.
Wow. Wow. Thank you.
You're
Yes,
welcome.
that's cool.
So yeah, what are the other questions, Hillary?
Well, yeah, now I'm just like, I love how you said, keep 1 point per slide. And I think that's also like a really hard thing for people, and maybe it's not even a slide, it's like a scrolling experience,
Yes.
but it's like how to get that focus.
So
And how to get that focus.
So it is a scrolling process. For me, for example, in the wireframing process, I have a lot of feedback sessions during the wireframing, especially the low fidelity wireframe. And since I'm using Miro, what I want to do is like having a notice what are the screens that we're gonna discuss in today's session, and I just put the focus on that screen. So when I am like I'm sharing my screen, they're gonna see only that specific screen from the application, and they will not have any distraction with any other kind of information. That will help everyone to be focused on that. And after that, if you are having a little bit of time, or they are having something to add on in something else or in another screen, they will let me know, or gonna just put comments over there.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so you are literally shining a light just on that topic, if it's a slide or if it's on your Miro. Yes. Oh my God.
Like, especially if you are the one who is sharing the screen, you have more control around like having the focus around one thing. If it is like Webflow, you are like coding on Webflow, and you're gonna you want to just like be focused, or like the session has to be concrete around like one area, like the About Us page. Make sure like the first thing they're gonna see when you share your screen is that page.
Yeah.
So after that, you can pass on to another thing,
Yeah, but like start where you want to start. Don't start with something else.
Yeah. So I don't know if you know the book, but it's your biggest frog first. Your biggest frog is your biggest problem. So show them that first, pass your time there, and after that we can pass to another thing.
Okay. And then did you have another slide that said like, I don't have my bubbles. I'm trying to like picture in my head. The like create like a hero sentence. Like was that something that you had? It was like before tell your story, where it was like come up with like a statement or something. Was that part of it?
No, I said like recap their needs or their old
Yeah.
feedback.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So by doing that, you are showing that you do care. People love people who cares. Like show
Yeah.
them that you do care around this project, and what you are doing here is not just for money, because after all, as freelancers, you are working for money. It's your
Yeah.
business after all, you know. So
Yeah.
it is legitimate to be caring around money, but it is not your priority. And the priority over here, it's their own problem. By recapping their needs, you are showing how much you are empathizing with them and how much you do care around their project and ideas.
Yeah. And then that feeds into how you can tell the
Exactly.
story about their business. Oh, that is so cool. Thank you so much. I think
You
that's
are-
all the questions. Those are all the questions I have for this particular moment.
Yeah,
So
you
thank
are
you,
welcome.
Wiem.
I'm interested to know, because I feel like, Hilary, you've got many clients. I don't know, I just have this feeling, and I'm curious to know, how do you present your work?
To my clients?
Yeah.
So it depends. First, like I've been doing face readings. So like first I'll kind of read their face and see by their LinkedIn photo and see, how like to approach it, if they
Mhm.
want facts and data, if they're more people oriented, or if they're like all about the research. And then because I can overwhelm people really fast. When you're talking about moving around, I'm seated today, but usually I'm standing and I'm all over the place. So, like I kind of assess that, and then once I know that, then I usually have a discussion with them first, and so we talk face to face, and I just like talk about how I can offer a solution. So it's more like I tell rather than show at first. And if they do decide it's something that they want to take on, then I send them a form. And so it's putting it back to them. It's like, okay, like here is how you learn. Let's talk about that. And then that kind of introduces them to my style of sharing information, because I really like to share photos and images. And, it's not really about like a full presentation, because everyone is so unique with like where they're coming from or even what their goal is. So it's more about that, and then it's really I apply the bubble method to like each one of
That's what I was waiting
their
for.
problems or issues, and then we kind of like either develop like a template that they can use for that, or if it may just be something where it's like personal, like it's like a personal bubble for themselves, or something that they're working on to like do a bigger presentation where other people, so then it gets more, but it's not really about like me. It's more, one of my clients said I'm like transparent. It's like them, presenting. So it's like using those tools to get them to get the ideas out of their head and like be able to communicate it, right? So it's almost like I help with like the telling the story and assessing, what's important with this. So I'll listen to long presentations and be like, okay, but like, would they care about that? Like, what about this? Like, what's the business goal there? And getting people to really refine and polish, which was like your first point, polish that presentation so that no matter where they are, they can whip out their phone with their portfolio. They're in an elevator with like Elon. You're like, yo, buddy, you totally need me. Look at all the awesome things I can do. Like, but they're prepared. And like, that's kind of where at the end of the day, I want everybody to be. So I use sways a lot. Like next week, you guys will see, because I'm presenting with my colleague, peer, I don't know, like Sylvina. She's going to be here at Floxies, and we're going to do our confidence building challenge. So you'll see a sway, and you'll actually see me kind of like it's more like a formal one. So that's the way I share it too, because it's like a link, so anyone can open it on any device. It's just a link. So if they're having technical difficulties, I found that is one of the most reliable ways, and it's through Microsoft Office. So
yeah,
whatever, it's like a whole thing. But that because I was doing Google Docs before, but yeah, I just find sways are pretty easy. Sorry for my long rant about how I present.
That's amazing. And you're also
Amazing.
announcing next week's event, which is great. And now it makes a lot of sense, because when I first saw Sylvina, I was like, don't remember that name. So, and now everything is connecting. So
Yeah.
that's great. And I'm so looking forward to that, Hilary.
Me too. Okay. Yay.
We have a question from YouTube from Chris.
Yes.
Christopher is asking, let me bring it up on the screen. Any advice for having to go off script and answer a client's unexpected question during a presentation?
Well, always expect that you're gonna have an unexpected question during the presentation. Like clients love to go off the road. They're gonna ask you around the page route. They're gonna ask you, I don't know, around what you are doing next week. Like whatever it is the kind of question, or even something like more concrete around their business, because like trust me, clients do trust creative people to solve business issues. Like if he is asking you something out of the script, doesn't mean he wants like to trick you, or like it is something to show you that you don't know the whole information, but it is more something to confirm a business-wise decision. So be confident around your data, especially if you are doing research and you have concrete numbers around that. Give him like go off your presentation and show him what you know around that specific area. If you do not have the complete answer, be honest around that. Tell him what you know and tell him if you need like more details around XYZ, I'll come back to you with an answer within 2 days via email, or you want to make a short call around that. If you have the full answer, go ahead, take your time and answer that question. And even though discuss it for a while, and if it starts to take more than 5 minutes, tell him like, I think this point need more specific details. Let's schedule a call for it in a short notice, and let's finish what we have right now. They will appreciate it. They will know that you are like serious around what you are doing, and you are not like just ghosting their question, or you are not giving an answer. So this is my advice for you.
Yeah, that's great. And I feel almost like, they can be, once again, going back to the river metaphor that I like to use so much, people being rivers, even a client could start being a river and just take you all sorts of directions. And I feel like having clear barriers to guide that stream is really important. So like if you see them all of a sudden, oh, Hilary liked that, she's so I feel like if you realize that they're going, they're losing track of the focus, just like try and gently bring them back on what you were discussing, and like trying and guide the conversation where you want it to be. And maybe having one of those bubbles before the presentation that Hilary uses is really, no, it's true, it's key, because I've started using them during my talks about the community, about everything, and I know that if I do get lost, I'm gonna glance at my bubble and check one of those points and just get back into the conversation. So try and guide the talk where you want it to be.
Yep. Agree.
Let's see. Oh, Prachi. Maybe she's gone already.
Yes.
Good night, Prachi. Let's see. UX Vocab Club. Shout out to the UX Vocab Club on YouTube. Let's see. Great. You're welcome, Christopher. He's saying thank you. Let's see if we've got any questions from the community. Anyone else here at Floxies that would like to ask a question?
Yes.
Let's see, around the table. I think, if we're all good, I know that Webflow is going live in about 15 minutes for the quarterly Q&A with Vlad. So that's going to be really exciting. I'll probably meet you all there in their YouTube. And what else can we add? next week. Don't miss Hilary's event and our newsletter. Thank you so much, Aida, for working so hard on the newsletter. The issues have been great, and I love the fact that we've been highlighting our Wonder Woman every week. We pick a member of Floxies and we highlight the amazing work that you all do. So that's amazing. Thank you so much, Aida. And yeah, I think that is all for today. If nobody else got anything else to add, again, thank you so much for this presentation. Ever so helpful, and you're such a valuable member of our community. I truly appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Welcome. Thank you all.
We got some chat. Thank you. Lots of love.
Thanks. I'm definitely having a lot of love today, so I'm happy.
Love is all around. All right. Well, then that is a wrap, and I will stop streaming. So I'm still gonna be here on Gather. I'm just gonna say goodbye to the YouTube people.
Goodbye, YouTube people.
Bye, Chris. And Anto, he's here as well. Bye.